The new financial order, how crises, technology, and power shifts will reshape the next global system. Every global system eventually reaches a breaking point. Every empire, every network, every economic order develops pressure fractures that spread quietly until one day they become impossible to ignore. History does not move in straight lines. It accelerates suddenly, unpredictably, driven by shocks that reveal what was hidden and expose what was fragile. Today, the world stands on the edge of such a transformation. The financial order that has shaped global markets for decades is beginning to strain beneath the weight of crises, technologies, and geopolitical rivalries that are unlike anything the world has ever seen. The City of London, one of the central engines of global finance, feels these tensions more deeply than most. For centuries, London has adapted to fire, plague, war, revolution, technological upheaval, and political change. But the forces rising today are different. They are faster, more interconnected, and more disruptive than anything previous generations could have imagined. The next global financial order is already forming, not through treaties or declarations, but through momentum, improvisation, and necessity. At the heart of this transformation is a convergence of multiple crises. Each would be difficult enough on its own. Together, they create a storm powerful enough to reshape the foundations of global finance. Debt levels in many nations are higher than ever recorded in peacetime history. Climate instability threatens supply chains, infrastructure, and entire regions. Cyber threats lurk inside every network. Demographic shifts strain social systems. Geopolitical tensions fracture alliances. Inflation, once dormant, has returned as a global force. These are not isolated challenges. They are interconnected stress points in a system stretched thin. As these pressures grow, the rules that define the old financial order begin to loosen. The assumptions that guided policymakers, bankers, and investors no longer hold with the same certainty. Interest rates behave differently. Markets react unpredictably. Risk becomes more difficult to measure. And beneath the confusion grows a quiet realization. The world is moving toward a new era, even if no one can fully describe what that era will look like. Technology is accelerating this uncertainty. Artificial intelligence, automation, and quantum computing are redefining how markets operate. Algorithms now trade faster than thought, shaping markets with logic that humans struggle to understand. Quantum systems threaten to rewrite the math of security, forcing banks and governments to rethink the foundations of digital trust. Blockchain networks challenge traditional intermediaries, creating new models of value that operate beyond borders. These technologies push the financial world into unexplored territory, a space where speed becomes infinite, where complexity becomes unmanageable, and where control becomes elusive. At the same time, geopolitics is redrawing the map of global finance. The dominance of the U.S. dollar, once unquestioned, faces subtle but persistent challenges. China expands its financial footprint across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. India's economy grows with unstoppable momentum. Europe seeks autonomy in energy, defense, and technology. The Middle East transforms oil wealth into global investment power. As multiple centers of influence rise, the era of a single financial superpower begins to fade, replaced by a mosaic of competing systems. These shifts create both opportunity and conflict. Nations compete not only for resources, but for financial influence, control over payment networks, capital flows, regulatory standards, and technological ecosystems. Sanctions become weapons. Trade agreements become battlegrounds. Currency strategies become instruments of power. In this environment, the City of London must navigate an increasingly fragmented landscape, forging alliances while preserving neutrality, remaining open while protecting stability. But the greatest pressure may come from the environment itself. Climate change is no longer a theoretical risk. It is an economic one. Rising seas threaten coastal infrastructure. Heat waves weaken productivity. Storms destroy supply chains. Water scarcity destabilizes regions. As environmental shocks intensify, financial systems must adapt. Insurance markets struggle to price extreme risks. Governments spend more to protect vulnerable populations. Investment flows shift toward resilience and sustainability. The next financial order will be shaped not only by human ambition, but by a changing planet. In this emerging world, some institutions will thrive. Those that adapt quickly, embrace technology, and build global networks will rise to new heights. Others will fade as their models become obsolete. The traditional boundaries of finance, banks, exchanges, regulators, funds will blur. A single firm may operate as an AI lab, a trading house, a cybersecurity fortress, and a global platform. A small group of innovators may hold more influence than entire ministries. Financial power will decentralize and concentrate at the same time, creating a paradoxical landscape where opportunity and instability coexist. The City of London stands at a crossroads. Its history gives it strength. Its networks give it reach. Its legal system gives it trust. Yet its future depends on decisions made now and on forces beyond its control. To remain vital in the next financial order, London must embrace radical reinvention. It must lead in AI governance, quantum security, green finance, digital currency infrastructure, and global standard setting. It must become not only a marketplace, but a platform for the technologies and systems that will define the next 50 years. But survival will not be enough. London must prove its relevance in a world where influence is redistributed across continents, where capital flows follow new patterns, where emerging powers seek leadership, and where old alliances weaken. The city must remain indispensable, not merely important. The next financial order will reward those who evolve, anticipate, innovate, and build. It will leave behind those who cling to past advantages. Despite these immense challenges, there's reason for confidence. London has reinvented itself countless times. It has survived eras when the world collapsed and rebuilt itself from ruins. It has adapted to new technologies, new empires, new rules, and new realities. Its strength lies not in its structures, but in its ability to transform. As long as the city continues to evolve, as long as it remains open, dynamic, and forward-looking, it will find its place in the new order, whatever form that order takes. The next global financial system will not emerge overnight. It will form through crises, through innovation, through mistakes and corrections. It will be shaped by nations, by technologies, by institutions, and by forces we cannot yet name. It will be chaotic, unpredictable, and full of contradictions. But it will also be an opportunity, a chance to build something more resilient, more transparent, and more aligned with the realities of a changing world. The City of London will play a role in shaping this future. The question is not whether it will be part of the new order, but how. Will it lead? Will it follow? Will it adapt? Or will it resist change until change overwhelms it? The answers will reveal themselves slowly, like the tide reshaping a shoreline. As we look toward the future, one truth becomes clear. The world is entering an age of transformation unlike any seen before. The forces of technology, geopolitics, environment, and economics are converging into a single, powerful current. That current will carry the global financial system into its next era, an era full of danger, possibility, instability, and reinvention. In the next episode of Cinematic London Finance Chronicles, we bring the story full circle, exploring how London's past, present, and future reveal a deeper truth about power itself, and why the city remains one of the most influential places on Earth. Subscribe and continue the journey into forces shaping our world.